Oh, hello. Um, uh, you were probably expecting me to say something and be at where I recorded at the Elizabeth Line train leaving, which was at Canary Wharf. I've written some notes to remind myself what I've noticed and found at Canary Wharf. The Elizabeth Line station and platform have a similar style to the Jubilee Line's Canary Wharf station. I do like the additional barriers. I do like the entrances and exits for the shopping mall areas and the train stations, but that you can easily get lost when you're trying to find a train station when traveling from another train station. The DLR mostly serves Canary Wharf. West India Quay is less lit, but Harring Keys is more lit. Speaking of West India Quay, it used to have Platform 1 used to serve the trains from West Ferry until they decided to redo the station and take away Platform 1, leaving only trains from Poplar. I do like the fact you can see the sights of Heron Keys, West India Quay and Canary Wharf. They're just so close together, and it probably takes probably 20 to 25 seconds to travel from one station to the other between those stations. Between Harring Keys and West India Quay, to be more specific. I do like the fact that they have made a connected walkway bridge for passengers to get to West India Quay and Canary Wharf. There is an alternative option to use the entry and exits to West India Quay and Canary Wharf through the Elizabeth Line's Canary Wharf station. I noticed at West India Quay, one of the DLR route maps have the line in a different colour, whereas the other route maps have the line in the, well, what the DLR's line's colours so supposed to be showing. And I've noticed that there's another DLR route map at West India Quay that shows all the lines and the colours that represents each line. And I found out the line that serves West India Quay is in that colour that I've noticed on the route map. I'm pretty sure I'm making sense here. Probably every DLR station, if you go to one end of the platform, you'll notice this sticker which has a QR code to help you give advice, and it's for people who struggle to get on a train. At first, I thought it's someone who put it there, like a stranger would put it there. I noticed at the DLR's Canary Wharf station that added a compass, and I'm thinking that's for the North Colonnade, and it has directions. Cabot Square, which has an amazing fountain with water going down the stairs. Bus stops are differently designed. They look American. They've added sensors, and I think they did it during the time lockdown, like the COVID/lockdown period, for your hands, so you could just wave at the sensor, and it would just detect movement, and will assume that you are willing to cross the road, and it does the same thing as you would do when you press the button. Works pretty well. Nobody else in London has seen it and taken it and made that idea spread around and be in existence around London. Some Elizabeth Line stations have the London Underground roundel. It makes me believe that the stations that the tube doesn't serve, if there's a carpet with the London Underground roundel saying the Elizabeth Line station name, let's say Reading, it's gonna make me think the tube. It's gonna make me almost believe that the tube serves Reading, but the tube doesn't serve Reading. And I still believe the Elizabeth Line is a national rail. I found at the Elizabeth Line's Canary Wharf station that there was information providing alternative routes, and that would come in useful for the weekend of the 15th and 16th of, not December, November 2025, as most of the Elizabeth Line will be shut for engineering works. This is pretty cool. At Canary Wharf, you can get your shoes taken care of, and I'm pretty sure it's mostly for men. And that really brings back the good old days when men had their shoes taken care of, having their using the cloth to shine those shoes. I think most of the cloths will get dirty and I'll still use them, and somehow they know, or maybe they put wax. I don't know how they do it, but it's pretty cool. I discovered a well, made the well with items that could have totally be taken to waste. It'd be amazing if they installed a speaker for the whale to make the whale noise. I noticed that a couple of TfL 25 vandals, which celebrates 25 years of TfL making journeys matter. The floor right above the platforms for the Elizabeth line, I do love that area. Seeing the aesthetic of the floor, the Elizabeth line's Canary Wharf station is much better than the Jubilee line's Canary Wharf station. I've just said that. I noticed when I was travelling to Canary Wharf from West India Quay that you can hire out a restaurant inside a bubble boat which runs on the river. I've noticed new designs, the crossway around the gap at the platform. There are TV screens. It has somewhat fancy live information that shows how long it will take for the DLR train to get to Canary Wharf. They've added a new section where there's seating and there's people covered in grass. The first time I've noticed them, I did get freaked out, and it was at night. There's a pretty cool corridor at Crossroad Place which reminds me of a hallway inside a big ship in the Star Wars universe. I noticed there are some escalators with the poles. It helps people find the two zones people know of when traveling on the escalators. I noticed there were lights I'm thinking used to be for ships to pass through. I noticed there are some signs around Wood Wharf. It shows the Elizabeth line and the Jubilee line, but it doesn't show the DLR. And that makes me think they're probably wanting passengers to be directed to the lines that will get them to the destination faster and getting into central London and where they want to be in London faster. That's all that I've noticed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want to see more videos and turn on post notifications to be notified of whenever I upload a video. And I hope you have.